Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of 2 Cents Plus. I do realize it has been a while since I've uploaded a Monster Hunter video on this channel, but we got some important new information on the Behemoth fight, and today I'm going to bring you 5 things that you absolutely need to know before this comes out in August. This fight is going to be amazing. It's a collaboration with Final Fantasy. There might be a video coming out about Final Fantasy too, because I also have some information on the Rathalos battle there. But one thing at a time, people. Let's get to it. So the first and probably most important thing you need to know about this fight is the fact that the Behemoth can be tanked. By targeting his head, you'll get a red line indicator pointing to your character to determine whether or not you are the current target for the Behemoth. This is a very common thing in Final Fantasy XIV. There's a tank, 2 DPS, and a healer, usually in most 4-man raids. And the tank is usually taking the brunt of the damage by getting the monster's attention and making sure that they keep their amity up and keeping that monster's attention. This is pretty much new to Monster Hunter. Now, attacking a monster, or a monster in Monster Hunter kind of being the biggest threat in the room will kind of get it to pay attention to you to a certain degree, but there's never been a fixed tanking system built in. And this is going to add a new layer and a new dynamic to the battle, make things a lot more interesting, and give you a bit more control over the battle, which seems to be a little lacking in Monster Hunter. The monsters are kind of free spirits and they pretty much do whatever they want. So this is definitely going to add a new layer to Monster Hunter and make things a bit more interesting. The second thing you need to know about the Behemoth fight is that his weakness is water, but also he is susceptible to abnormal status effects. So poison, paralysis, and sleep are all valid options, and if you've played Monster Hunter before, you know that these are key to making the fight just a little bit easier. Sleeping enables you to be able to do things like sleep bombing. Obviously, poison gives him damage over time, and paralysis holds him still so your DPS can get in as much damage as possible. This is going to be very important and making this fight just a little bit easier for you, so make sure that you come prepared. One person with each type of weapon might actually be a good idea. Water being its main primary damage probably for the tank, 2 DPSs having maybe sleep or poison, or paralysis and poison, and then the healer, maybe your hunting horn person using the sleep weapon. You never know. There's lots of opportunity for many combinations, but you'll know what's best for your team. The third thing that you need to be very aware of is the Behemoth's Ecliptic Meteor Attack. The impact zone for this attack is huge, and it will kill you. So there's a mechanic in the Behemoth fight, if you've ever played it on Final Fantasy XIV, where he uses this huge meteor attack, and during the mission, or during the fight, he drops these meteors down on the ground beforehand, and you have to hide behind said meteors to avoid the attack. There's a very similar mechanic in this game. You have to dodge this attack, or you will die pretty much. I don't know what the threshold is as far as what type of armor you need to have to ensure that you live through this attack, but this could cause a lot of insta-wipes, so make sure you guys are paying attention. The fourth thing that you need to know about this Behemoth fight is teamwork is essential. This isn't like your regular Monster Hunter quest where everybody can kind of just do whatever they want until the monster goes down. You have to go in there with a purpose, you have to go in there with a team, and you have to know what everybody's role is, and you have to stick to it. Now, I'm sure you could probably finagle your way through it without anybody necessarily tanking the Behemoth, but that's just going to make things messy. It's going to make things a bit confusing, and it's going to result in a lot of wipes, especially if people aren't openly communicating and paying attention. So be mindful when you go into this quest of who your healer is, who's going to be your main 2 DPSs, and who's going to be your tank, because this is going to be the difference between this fight being easy or this fight being a total and complete nightmare. The last and final thing that I'm going to mention in this video about what you need to know about this Behemoth fight is the release date. And that is either August 1st or 2nd, depending on whether you live in Japan or America. And this thing is going to be a permanent addition to Monster Hunter. So it's not a time thing, it is going to be permanently added. You can do this mission anytime, similar to the Final Fantasy XIV collaboration quests with the Rathalos, which will always be available for you. So you guys don't have to rush or anything like that to get this thing done in some set time limit. It will always be available for you. Now, just to clarify, they didn't necessarily specify if what they meant was it's always going to be a part of the game, but it's going to be a temporary timed event. But that'll come back repeatedly, like Kulv Taroth. But they did say that it will forever be in the game. Now that's an important distinction, and we'll have to wait exactly to get that information. But yeah, that was my top 5 things that you need to know about the new Behemoth fight in Monster Hunter. Let me know what you guys think about this fight down below, and if you're going to be pumped about it. I'm going to be putting parties together so we can fight it, and I'm going to be very meticulous about people I pick because I want to make sure that we're all on the same page when we go into this fight. So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. We just hit 1,000 subscribers, and I cannot thank you guys enough for supporting this channel. Next milestone is 2,000. I'm sure we can get there in no time. So thank you once again, guys. Much love for all of you guys. I appreciate all the support you guys give me, and I'll see you on the next one.